evening and welcome to another episode. We're back this week again just to talk to you about your finances. And my name is Letitia Griffin. I'm a certified credit counselor. And just so you know, we've got counselors on standby, Family Credit, that are waiting and ready and able to talk to you as well. So you can call in for the next 25-30 minutes or so and ask any questions that you may have. And if you don't get a chance to call in, you can also go online to familycredit.org, or you can contact Family Credit by phone and speak with a counselor at 800-994-3328. Now let me tell you, those are great resources to have, especially nowadays when there's so many questions about your finances, about who you should trust, what you should do with your money, how do you pay off collections. So I want you to keep that number with you, and if you ever have questions at all, feel free to contact a counselor or go online to the website and chat directly with a certified counselor. So those are great resources again that I want you to be aware of. Now, just a few things that I also want to talk to you about is that the month of April has really been a big push for financial literacy. And we know that April, a lot of things happen. The next big thing that we've got going on, April 17th, is the tax deadline. So if you have not filed your taxes, you should go ahead and do that. Now, if you're not filing your taxes, you don't feel like you're ready, you still need to gather some more information. There's other things that you need to do to prepare for anything that the IRS may throw your way. Keep in mind, you can file an extension, which the extension will give you an extended deadline till October 15th to get your taxes in order and get it into them. This is a great tool. I recommend doing this even if you are on time or you feel like you'll be able to make it. Always have that safety net and that cover for you. So you want to file an extension if you have not filed your taxes, or just go ahead and file your taxes. Again, the extension is a great tool. Also, if you got any questions about your taxes and your status, how things should work, you can contact a taxpayer advocate, and their number is 877-777-4778. And that's for the taxpayer advocate. Now, they're there to work on your behalf, answer any questions that you may have, help you set up payment arrangements if you need that, and just give you advice on how to take care of your tax debt. So those are great resources. Again, so we've got a lot of different resources that are available to you. And if you need the help, you do need to call and ask for it. And you can contact Family Credit at 800-994-3328. Just like I said, if you run out of time or you're a little bit shy, you don't want to talk on air. So remember that number and the website. Another thing that April brings about is Money Smart Week. Now, Money Smart Week is just a week that we use in the city and throughout Illinois where we celebrate and take time to actually acknowledge financial literacy. So the great part about that is you can typically go anywhere throughout the city and you will receive all types of information, resources. There's fun activities for your families to do, and there's so many different options available. And you want to look at doing that the week of April 21st through the 28th, and it's a week-long celebration. Looks like we've got our first caller. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks. I was actually trying to purchase a home, and I have no idea where to start. What advice do you have on the process?
Okay. Now, a lot of people are just like you. They don't know where to start when looking for a home. The first thing that you want to do is find out, do you qualify? You want to look at some factors. Now, when you're thinking about home ownership, first thing that they think about, everyone thinks about your credit. Also, you need to look at your budget and your debt to income ratio, and you need to see what other factors play into buying a home as far as the area you want to live in, the school districts, all of those things. But the first step, you need to see what you qualify for. Best way to do that is take a look at your credit report. Now, you can look at your credit report by going to annualcreditreport.com, and you can also look at some other tools that are out that'll help you with your credit. Just be a little bit make sure that you don't have to pay anything for it, and it's not a scam, it's not a gimmick. And you can contact a counselor. They can actually pull your credit report and go over things with you as well to help you get started. The next thing that you want to do is you need to reach out to a mortgage lender and see what you qualify for. That's the best way. Now, you've looked at your credit and you know where you stand. You need to have at least, let's say, about a 600 score or higher. Now, FHA, a lot of times they will allow you to get a loan at a score of 585, but you just have to find a lender that's willing to take that risk with you. Most lenders, they start at 600 or so. And you want to make sure that you qualify for that. Look at your credit, have them look at your credit and your income. That's another thing that a lot of people don't realize when you're looking to buy a home, that income and expenses and what you're paying out, your debt to income plays a huge factor in that. So you may make good money, but if you got an $800 car note, that factors in and it stops your ability from being able to make a mortgage payment because you're paying so much for your car note. So those are things that you have to think about. Another thing that you need to also look at is your taxes. Not only have you filed your taxes, but have you taken any losses? Now, when you're looking at thinking about your tax return, if you have not filed taxes, there's no way the government will allow you to get a house. So that's the first thing you need to do. Also, you need to make sure you're not taking any huge losses, because I see so many people that don't realize how much getting a big tax refund affects their ability to get a home. I'll give you an example. So I was working with a consumer who was looking to purchase a home, and they filed their taxes. On their W-2, it said that they made $60,000. Well, they took a loss on their taxes for $30,000. They had business expenses that they deducted and a lot of other deductions. So their adjusted gross income only came out to $30,000. So the mortgage lender, the company that you're working with, the housing agency, whoever you're working with, they can only use that adjusted gross income when they're figuring out how much you qualify for as well. So you want to keep that in mind. Make sure that if you don't really need to take that huge loss, then don't do it, especially if you're looking at home ownership. So talk to your certified financial planner, your accountant, whoever does your taxes, and make sure that you've taken the right steps that you need when you're looking at home ownership. Another thing that another factor that people struggle with is their credit. And we talk a lot about credit on this show and how to get things back in order. Now, if you, a lot of people don't realize, if you have an item that's in dispute, then an item that's in dispute is not really factored into your credit score, right? So that means that if you are looking to get a mortgage, or if you're looking to get a credit card or car note or anything like that, that account is not factored into your score. Therefore, the only way that you can proceed with that is if that item is taken out of dispute. And that takes a lot of time. It takes discipline as well, and it takes you actually working through everything like that. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to your credit report. Look at those items and collection accounts that are on your credit report that stand out. And what I mean by stand out is that when you're looking at your collection items, your report's going to stay with you for years. And it's going to be there. It will have 7 to 10 years worth of history. Now, the bad information, of course, stays for 7 years. Good information stays indefinitely. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to the most recent activity, because the score, and that's what lenders look at, only looks at the last 24 months worth of history. So if you've got some old collections on there, you may not need to touch those. But if you've got some new collections, those are the ones that you want to pay attention to. Again, if you need some help deciphering that, the counselors are on standby and they are waiting to assist you. They've got some great resources that can help you with your disputes and anything like that. Another thing that people think about when they're dealing with their credit is, what if I have a repossession or judgment or anything like that? Now, your repossessions, they typically can harm you, like I said, if they're recent. As they get older or you've taken care of them, then all you need to do is work on trying to get some positive information to counteract that negative information. But anytime you've got something that's a judgment or that has gone towards the court system, that's something that you really need to take care of and work on getting that cleared up. Now, with the judgments, they're typically reported all the time on your credit report. And a lot of people don't realize that if something goes through the court system, then yes, it's on your credit report. So a judgment will stay on your credit report and it stays there indefinitely unless you pay it. And think about this though. With judgments, when you pay them, they still stay on your report for 7 years after you've paid them. Now, it will take some time. The information will be updated. It will show that you've paid it. And typically it takes maybe about 3 months for that to actually be updated on your report to show that. But if you're not doing anything to take care of it, then that will stop you from doing a lot of things as far as looking to get credit for a credit card, or if you're looking for a home loan, even sometimes rentals, because a lot of the judgments and collections and things that a lot of people experience have been from like bad leases or dealing with evictions, and so that's going to stay on your credit report. Now, if you feel like any of that information is unfair and it's incorrect, then yes, you have the right to dispute it. And when you want to dispute an item, first thing you do is you make sure you know which credit bureau that item is reporting to. Now, there's 3 different credit bureaus. We've got TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and they're all reporting information, and it can all be different. So you want to look at that, figure out which credit bureau it's on, and if it's on all 3, then you can dispute all 3. But if it's only showing up on a couple of bureaus or even one, you want to pay attention and take care of it by going directly to that bureau and disputing it that way. Looks like we've got our next caller. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hi, yeah. So talking about credit reports, I recently had a look at mine, and I'm a little concerned because there are a lot of things on there that I know I did not do. I'm worried possible identity theft. How do I deal with these items? What do I need to do to get them taken care of?
Okay. Well, hopefully we can be able to offer you some assistance, because dealing with that is not easy at all, and it will take a little bit of time for you to get through it, but you can get that corrected. If you are the victim of identity theft and you feel you're the victim of identity theft, you need to let the credit bureaus know. So you need to contact the credit bureaus right away. Now, if you contact one bureau, they will contact the other 2 for you. So all you need to do is make one phone call to the credit bureau and let them know what's going on. Now, when you do that, the credit reports will put stay on your report. They'll put an alert on your report, and that alert will be for just to give you enough time to get things in order and to probably 7 days to file what's called a claim. You need to go to your police station or wherever the nearest police station is, and you need to file a police report. And a lot of times nowadays you can do a police report for something like that online as well. So just look in your county, make sure that you can do that, and you want to file that report. Now, after you file that report, you need to submit that report, the case number, and upload it, send it to the credit bureaus. With that being done, the credit bureaus will put a permanent stay on your account, and that way no one will be able to access your information to try and open accounts in your name or anything like that, because you've taken this step. Next thing you want to do is dispute all the negative items that you see on your report. And there's so many different types of fraud going around nowadays, so you want to be careful, because it's not just credit card fraud or people opening up, credit in your name or furniture accounts. There's fraud that goes so far as to being medical fraud, where someone can have gotten medical bills using your insurance information and opened up something in your name too. So you want to pay attention to even those medical bills or medical collections that may be showing up on your credit report, and you want to dispute each. Like I said, you go online to the credit bureau's website and you can dispute from there. And each credit bureau has an education center that will walk you through it. Looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello. I just have a question. I struggle with my utilities. I'm behind on my gas bill, and I've heard about things such as budget options with utility companies, and I wasn't really sure how that worked. Are you able to give me some more information on that?
Sure, I can help you with that. Now, utility companies, they know people struggle and they have problems making their payments, so there is help available out there. Want you to contact your utility company's first step. Now, of course, we've got LIHEAP in the city, which runs and offers assistance if you're falling behind. As long as you haven't been disconnected, they can help you with that. And if you're looking at getting some help, that's a good place for you to actually start. Also, you can contact the utility companies directly. They've got budgeting programs which they can do a range from you and tell you just about what your average is that you're spending each month for each year, and they can give you year over year how much you're spending and in ways that you can save. Now, with that being done, you can figure out what's the best range for you if you can make that monthly payment that they're suggesting and set up that payment plan for you to pay that amount each and every single month. Also, if you feel you need just a little bit more assistance, they've got some options available where people have actually shared or they've agreed to help others in need with their utility bills. So utility companies have some great sharing programs out there which you can call and find out if you qualify and how to get more help about that. Now, I know People's Gas, they offer it, and so that's a good place for you to start. Also, you can also see if the utility companies are offering any other incentives for saving money. Sometimes they can have people come out for free, or there are grants available that you can get your home weatherized, which will help save money each and every single month. There are some efficiency checks that they can do as far as exchanging out light bulbs, looking at aeration, and there are so many other things that the utility companies can do if you just reach out and see if you qualify and ask for help. They've got some great programs through the city as well, which will help out with that. You can contact LIHEAP for that and find out more information, or contact the utility companies directly. If you need some resources, you can always reach out to a counselor and they can give you assistance with that as well. So, looks like we've been talking about collection accounts and dealing with creditors and purchasing a home, and so we just want to continue down that path on what you can do to institute or to implement a financial recovery plan, because as some of the callers have said, a lot of times we don't know where to get started, where to ask for help, and what to look for in the help that we need. So those resources are available, and also we've got some things that we can do, some self-discipline that we can do ourselves that will help us with our quest to financial freedom and getting those things that we need out of life and achieving our goals. Looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Yeah. What do you consider a good interest rate on a credit card?
Okay, well, there's some factors there to actually consider when you're looking at a credit card. Depending on what your credit is, that would really determine the best rates for you. So if you feel like you have a score that may be about anything less than a 620, maybe even a 640, then a lot of times you will be susceptible, or you will be more likely to have a higher interest rate. And so sometimes you may have to start off with a credit card that ranges from about 13 to 24 or even 28%, and some of the cards start off with that range. Best thing you can do is look at your financial situation and see where you are. Now, if you know that your score is close to 700 or over 700 and maybe about 750, then you can look at trying to get offers at maybe 0 to 11% interest. And I think that a great credit card interest rate is actually 0%. But you have to work hard to actually get those offers coming in. And once you do put some work in, they'll come. I guarantee it. Just look at what you have now and say, this is what I want to work towards it. Now, if you're recovering from your credit challenges and you're trying to rebuild your score, sometimes you may have to take that first card that's at probably like 22-23% interest, and you keep that for a while. You make your payments each and every single month. You don't misuse your credit limit. Make sure you stay up under that credit limit. Like I said, you want to stay under 30% if you can. And if you do that, then over time you'll rebuild your credit, you'll increase your score, and you will receive those offers that come in asking you maybe like for introductory rates of 0%. There's some out there that may say they'll give you 0% for 18 months. So there's some that may be permanently like that unless something happens on your end and your credit has some little hiccups in it. But keep in mind that you are always changing. Your score is always changing. Your life is changing. So those things adjust as you adjust as well. Just try and keep those things in perspective. They say that the people with the highest scores, they only use 7% of their available credit. And when you think about that, I mean, you're looking at a $200, let's say a $200 credit card. That means you're only using what, $14 of that? So you want to keep that in perspective and make sure that you're not using that credit. But you also want to make sure that you're keeping that credit open and available. I have some people that say, well, if I'm not going to use the credit card, then maybe I should close it. And I say, never do that. You never want to close an account because you need that history there, and that history is going to strengthen your credit along with those monthly payments that you're making every single month, and that's going to make things better for you. That's what you want. You want to be able to build a score, keep it that way, maintain, and not have to worry about those credit challenges that affect us each and every single day. So if you know you're doing your due diligence and keeping things in order, then I assure you that things will work out for you. Now it looks like we're coming to the end of our show, but we'll be back next week. If you have any questions before then, feel free to write them down, or what I want you to do is contact Family Credit. And you can reach them at 800-994-3328, or really check out the website at familycredit.org, and you can chat online with a counselor that will give you great advice, that will look out for your best interests and will help you through whatever problems or questions that you may have when you're dealing with your finances. Until next week, see you then.